The DJ accepts no responsibility for the next record.
Say what?
Oh no, he didn't.
Where's the money, man? Where's my money?
It's time to man up, America.
Let's do this.
All right. You're listening to Talk 101.3 The Buzz, WTNB Television, right here in Cleveland, Tennessee. I am the good Dr. J. Adam in the studio with Hans and Franz, all the way from Anytime Fitness. Jim Lemieux in the studio, and he has brought his wingman, Ryan. I suspect that Ryan's here to deliver the intelligent answers.
Exactly.
And you're the pretty face. Is that what I'm...
Exactly.
Do me a favor, talking that mic for me. We'll pull it close as we get live. I'm going to put these guys to the ringer today. We've already on the air. People know Jim's on the air. They're sending him special messages. Right, you're on the program. It is Halloween. So
yes,
are you guys going to be... we got to put the plug. WTNB will be at the block party tonight, downtown Cleveland. Are you guys going to be there passing out something other than candy?
We are not. We sponsored the Tall Betsy 6K over the weekend, so I think
you're boycotting the M&M Mars.
We are saying we have to be more fitness minded. We can't go and hand out apples too. That may not go.
Well, there is a street down there during the block party that we just call Diabetes Street.
There you go.
And they give out. I don't know what's the. Somebody told me they give out like 10,000 pounds of candy.
That's what I
M&M
hear.
Mars does.
Yes.
I mean, it pays to trick or treat in a community where Twix are made.
Exactly.
Right?
I hear they use a shovel to get it out of the truck.
Oh, I'm sure. So that's going on tonight. Who's the entertainment, Mr. Producer, for tonight, for the block party? Does anybody know? I don't even know. I don't even know who's playing. It isn't Little Richard again, is it? No, he's going to look it up. So the block party is tonight, WTNB. We will be there live. I, the good Dr. J. Adam, will be on site for the late shift. I'm going to be there for the red eye as we take it on in the wee hours. Because of this, gentlemen, I am dad first.
There you go.
And I have 4 children, and my wife has made it very, very clear that she's not going to do this alone. So, I will be out doing the monstrous task of taking 4 small children trick-or-treating in crowded neighborhoods throughout Cleveland, Bradley County. And for those of you who have made the moral high arguments about not, celebrating Halloween, I have 2 statements for you. Number 1, that's cool with me, more candy for us. I said that in front of the fitness guys. That's bad. But number 2, I now think most of you are just saying that so you don't have to go out and do what I'm about to endure this evening. It really doesn't have a spiritual tone to it at all. You're like, listen, I'm just going to say this is a Jesus thing, and I am going to stay at the house because I'm not braving the cold weather with 4 kids trick-or-treating. Needless to say, I will be on task tonight, but we will be at the block party. The good doctor will be there, and my job at the block party, gentlemen, is they do all the fun stuff early. Nancy's Neighborhood will be there live from 3 to 5. The guys will do their thing. They bring me in on the red eye to grab the most ridiculous-looking people I can possibly find and ask them questions.
Great.
Perfect.
Like, I'm going to find the guy that's probably half intoxicated before he made it to the block party, who's dressed with like a severed horse head, and, and I'm going to ask him what he thinks about, the uranium-1 or whatever deal that's going on. I'm going to ask him a very important question, and we're going to get to the heartbeat of America by finding the creepiest people we could find at the block party and putting them on TV.
Oh, that's great.
This is what makes America great again.
Yes.
Right? So who's performing tonight? It's on my phone. He sent me a text. He sent me a text. Okay, we got to give an adequate plug. Who's playing the block party tonight? Convertibles on the back alley stage. Interesting. The Answer Band, the Sullivan Band, a bunch of bands. Go to Diabetes Street, get your diabetes.
There you go.
And then you can veg out in front of the stage. I do have some special guests with me today. Jim and Ryan are both from Anytime Fitness. We're going to take the turn today, and we're going to talk a little bit about some health-related fitness issues. What I will say is if you've not seen Anytime Fitness, they are right there, smack dab in the middle of Cleveland, the intersection of 25th and Ocoee, right there at 25th and Ocoee. If you know where Walgreens is, right across the street, Anytime Fitness, conveniently located. And I'll let you guys talk a little bit in a minute about your model and how it kind of works and how people can – you're making fitness – convenient, right? Am I getting that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Convenient and fun.
Convenient and fun. Okay, great. So there's puppets.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
that's right. Okay, wonderful. But you guys are making it convenient. You've put it in a conveniently located spot. Some people find it very difficult to get to some of the fringe areas where they can work out. Any time of day, you've got the right equipment in that space. I've been in the space. It's a beautiful space. It's a convenient space. It's warm. It's inviting. It's exciting. A bunch of other items. And so you guys have really put something together there that people are going to enjoy. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And you're going to give us some pragmatic tips on how those of us who binge eat the candy tonight can deal with that in the aftermath. And you'll probably give me a little advice on how to deal with the guilt and shame that follows as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
But before we do that, like every good guest on this program, we're going to put you through the ringer.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
So let's go ahead. Let's get to the flop, Mr. Producer. And we're going to talk – we got a new segment today just for you guys.
Perfect.
Let's go to the flop. Okay, today on the flop, no, we are not doing our typical Tuesday rundown of the news media. We're going to save that to tomorrow. It's a lot of political news. We're going to bring our political talking heads in, and we're going to let them vomit all over the microphones, okay? Because there's so much going on with Donald J. Trump and the indictments and Paul Manafort and all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
No. We're starting this week on the eve of Hallows, okay, with baseball.
Oh, wow.
We got to start with baseball because I know you guys. You can't. You're American, so you partake in some baseball, right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Have you watched any of the World Series so far?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Jim's like, no. I'm gonna nod.
He's watching
yes.
Vikings games.
I'm gonna nod.
instead.
Highlights, man.
Yeah, highlights, man. And it has been a shootout,
Yes.
a ridiculous shootout. Now, we've seen this trend emerge in basketball and football now, right? Scoring's going up in basketball. We're seeing people shoot more threes, dunk more. I mean, it's a scoring game. Football, changes in the rules have led to higher scoring games.
Yes.
Big shootouts. But baseball was kind of the American pie, right? We still cook it the same way. We still set it on the windowsill and let it cool, Nothing much has changed with baseball until this World Series. My Lord.
Yeah.
12, 13 home runs a game. I mean,
With two of the
runs
best pitching
again.
staffs.
Yeah.
I
in the
know.
game.
It's like
Exactly.
the bullpen, deep in the bullpen, right? You don't get to the World Series without a bullpen.
Yeah, and you're getting Clayton Kershaw knocked out, in the fifth or sixth inning. I mean, that giving up. I think he's given up 8 home runs this postseason.
It's
insane.
Yeah. There are more home runs in the World Series game than the home run derby. Okay, it has been quite a feat to watch over the little bit. So, but there's one particular home run that comes to mind, and it took a shootout like this for us to crown what we're going to call our new segment, which is go ahead and pull it up there, Mr. Producer. We're going to crown them. We got our screenshot there. There it is. King Jerk. We got to crown King Jerk. So, of course, the Lord Jerk, it will always be Kanye West.
There you go. Yep.
Kanye's taking that crown, okay? And we're going to crown the King Jerk, all right?
Perfect.
This has come directly down from Kanye, who's put his stamp of approval on the jerkiness of this. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the video and check it out. This happened in the World Series game.
One-handed flick into the Crawford boxes and left.
Oh, yes.
So this dude right here, the guy that couldn't even get his orange right for this for a game, right?
Exactly.
The guy in the peach, the salmon,
Yeah.
is now crowned King Jerk. Let's play that back again. I'm going to provide a little commentary right here.
This is great.
Okay, because this gal, like, okay, this dude, lucky they stopped the camera because they knew what this guy was about to do.
Yeah.
All right, home run out of the park. The gal gets it. She holds it up. Yay, excitement. That dude's like, nope. Going back. See that back slap? It's about to happen.
Yeah.
Right there. Go to the screenshot right there. You can leave it where it is, but I want them to see this dude is fixing to drop a back slap on this guy. I mean, it is hardcore. He's going to drop a back slap on this guy. So, King Jerk of the day. Let me tell you what I would have done. And she seems to be a relatively attractive lady. Okay, which means this guy, she's got a ring on. This is the husband. If he's not the husband, he's posing as the husband, right? Okay, he's posing as the husband. Once in a lifetime opportunity, catch a World Series ball.
Right.
This dude is super fan. Have you ever met that guy?
I might be that guy for Tennessee football.
Really? Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Possibly.
I got a joke for you.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Why has Donald Trump not built a wall at the Mexican border?
I'm not sure.
Because he hired Butch Jones to do it, brick by brick.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There we go.
Bump.
Yeah. So this guy is now the king of jerks. Okay. So when I saw this cracked me up because if you think back to great fan moments in World Series, particularly the Bartman
Right.
interference, right?
This is the latest.
Bartman got a World Series ring last year, by the way.
Yeah,
I did hear about
So
that.
they gave him one.
Compassion.
They gave him one. This guy takes the new crown, right?
Yes.
I don't care who you are and how you feel about the Astros. You can't like this guy. The look on his face,
Exactly. That's what I've been looking the whole time.
he is serious. Play it one more time.
It's like that the whole
One
way.
more time.
A one-handed flick into the Crawford box.
So much excitement.
Look at his face.
I know. It's like he erased the run when he threw it back, didn't he? He's
Yeah,
like,
he
no,
did.
this must happen. He was like, what's his name? Frodo throwing the ring into the lava, the magma. He's like, no, it must go. I know we want to hold on to it. We have to throw the ring back.
Precious.
Yeah, Precious. He tossed Precious back. So this is our new King Jerk. We've crowned
right.
our
That's
King
good.
Jerk for the time being until another King Jerk comes along. That will be our King Jerk.
That's wonderful.
Man, watch it. How many games? What's the tally now in the World Series?
I think it's 3-2. Tonight's game 6.
Tonight's game 6, and the Dodgers need to hold on to one
Yep.
to keep it going. I think everybody wants to see a game 7.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And wants to see a 20-point
20
points game 7.
Another.
It's absolutely a shootout.
It's amazing.
And here's what changes. This is what a lot of people don't realize about baseball as a game. What changes is the game when you have the ability to put that many runs up that fast. It's always in reach. You're up by 3 runs in the 9th. This game's over, right? Not this World Series. I mean, you're a couple of big sticks away from the tide turning.
Exactly. Both of these teams just have lineups. I mean, you got great hitters 1 through 8. And I remember watching the Braves when they played the Astros this year, just getting spanked. I mean, giving up like 10 runs a game. And I thought that's a real team. And then here they are doing it to, like I said, one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I will say it is definitely an entertaining process. So, yeah, Game 6, you said that's tonight, right?
tonight,
Halloween night. So some of you will watch Game 6, some of you won't. Some of you will be trick-or-treating. I'll obviously be at the block party getting the updates on my phone. But, yeah, Game 6 tonight. So that's what we've got for the flop. We're going to break protocol a little bit. We're going to save the break and go ahead and go to the turn because we want to talk to Jim and Ryan about all things fitness here in Clee Vegas and what's happening at Anytime Fitness. Let's get to the turn. Finally, somebody picked up on the trend here.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got it. You understand. Everybody kind of looks and goes, I don't understand the progression of cards. And I'm like, okay, if you've ever played Texas Hold'em, and the flop comes down. It's all about what you're holding, right? There's nothing really there on the board that means anything to anybody except this one ace.
Yeah.
So if you're holding the aces, you're in a good place, right?
Exactly.
All right. So Anytime Fitness, you opened beginning of the month. Is that right?
Well, we did. It's actually the 26th of September, so we're 4 weeks in, going on our 5th week.
Awesome, awesome. You've got a big bank of membership already rolling in there. Yep. I will say it's where all the cool kids are playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
all the cool kids in Bradley County are playing at Anytime Fitness.
Oh, yeah.
You've got some great features there that a lot of folks don't have. Tell us a little bit about Anytime Fitness and about what you plan to do at that site, and just give us the 10,000-foot overview of what's going on with Anytime Fitness.
Well, other than having the best head coach in the city, Ryan Douglas here.
All right, brick by brick.
I'm blushing.
Are you doing leadership reps? Or
We do a lot of leadership reps at Anytime Fitness.
Well, basically what we're doing is we're very unique from all the rest of the fitness centers out there, that we use technology. We use the latest, in cutting-edge training. We use group training. We like to have a lot of camaraderie there, people having fun, creating your own accountability community. We help create that. We set people off right away with free personal training, free consultation. So just kind of give you an idea, we have our cardio equipment, HD. You can go ahead and watch Netflix on it if you want. If you got your own Netflix account, you can go ahead and search the web. We can print out your data for where you are as far as progressing, and or other equipment we'd have that are different. We call the tank. Now the tank, I don't know if you've seen it, Adam, last time you were in or not.
I haven't. I'm intimidated by the tank.
The tank is like, if you remember the old-fashioned sleds back in football, where you'd have to take it over and get it over the line. Well, the faster you'd push it, that's for short guys who have to cheat to get it over. We'd have to hit it hard and fast, and it would get through with momentum. Well, this thing, the more you hit it, the more it gives you resistance.
Oh, wow.
So you're able to pull it, push it, bear crawl it, and you're pretty much engaged in every major muscle group in your body. So you're talking about, you want to get your heart rate up fast, burn a lot of calories real quick, take the tank out. That's awesome. Other than tire flipping, we've got a garage door. We'll be able to do outside stuff. Eventually, we're going to do some ninja type training stuff, where courses, if you remember American Ninja, or obstacle type courses.
And you got a guy on staff that teaches parkour. Really, I mean, he's a parkour guy.
He's amazing.
So I bring this up because I think this, and this is the average Joe perception. You tell me if I'm right. This is kind of what sets Anytime Fitness apart from other places, is the fact that it's not just about fitness; it's about training.
Exactly.
And we live in an era now, and I know it's real popular around here. People train for marathons. They train for Spartan races, mud runs, Ironman down in Chattanooga. And I've constantly heard my colleagues who do those things say it's very difficult to train, because if you don't have your own stuff, it's hard to go find a place that has that kind of stuff, right? Exactly. The best thing you can have is a buddy who coaches football at one of the high schools. He lets you on to flip their tires, right? Or you're making a redneck mad when you take his out of the back of his truck and you're flipping him down the road. But you guys have these kind of high-tech training elements that aren't just for the serious trainers, but for the people who want to start integrating something a bit more than just cardio in their fitness, right?
Exactly. We're taking the muscle out of the gym. I mean, I shouldn't say that. You're there to build muscle. But the old-fashioned, old school, where you're going in, staring in the mirror, and focusing on your biceps, we're taking it to the next level. We're talking about functionality in your day. Make sure that you're stretched out, making sure that you're able to pick up your grandchild when when you're watching the kids, or being able to have a functional life all the way around your day, from between work and play, and just getting that proper around balance. Where some people just come in, they do the same thing every day, and you don't find yourself getting any type of progress.
You have the best delts in the room. That's all you do, right? Yeah. That one guy, we've seen that guy.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Or the guy who forgets leg day. That's what we need. We need to steal some images offline of people who forgot leg day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like these little chicken legs. And
yeah.
big,
how many have I missed? I can't even tell you. I think I'm on day number 48.
You mentioned something, Jim, about the high-tech aspect of what you're doing there, and I think that's important, because people like me, and I'm going to even step it up, and people like my mother and people like my grandmother, we all have fitness needs, and very different fitness needs at different points in our life. I'm thinking about my grandmother who's in her 80s, who her doctor's telling her, you need to keep moving. and you need to keep intentionally moving, and you need to be able to track what you're moving.
Exactly.
And most of us look and go, I don't know how to understand what I just did and what it did for me.
Exactly.
And you now have equipment that kind of interprets that for you. You can see your progress. It gives the average Joe, the dummy like me who really doesn't know, something to guide myself by to see where my progress is going.
Yeah, I mean, and on that, and I'm going to let Ryan expound on it a little bit. But I know the millennials of the world probably don't understand us as well. Some of us have come up and watched, get cell phones and the computers, but now you have an opportunity to collect data and to interpret to what that is, as you just mentioned. But really, what it does is it helps the coaches. We're the number one coaching facility here in Cleveland, and it's all about the coaching, accountability to giving you some direction. And it's tools for Ryan and his group to be able to go ahead and say, hey, Ms. Tyler, you're doing just great, except, maybe we work with this, your forum here, or, find another something else that they're really good at and something maybe they're weak at. If you want to expand on it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's all about making it individualized, as best as you can. People tend to want to do things that they enjoy doing. Not everybody likes to just do reps of bench press and squats. I mean, that may be the least thing, and that's where things that we have like the tank come in, because, okay, for leg day today, we're going to push the tank 6 times, and, that's plenty. And so just trying to keep people doing things that they enjoy, not putting them into a little box. And, as Jim was mentioning about the analysis that we can do on body fat and things like that, that's one of the biggest things. Everybody wants to lose weight, but really what's most important, and, some people do need to lose weight, but what's most important is losing body fat.
Correct.
So you're going to look better, you're going to be healthier, you can have a ton of muscle and be overweight, according to the charts, but and that's where we come in. We have a body fat analyzer. We're the only one between here and Knoxville that has this kind. It can track you, tell you your total body water, your basal metabolic rate, how many calories you're going to burn at rest, and then we can track and see. So that way we're not just relying on a scale where even if you've been working out for 6 weeks and you haven't really lost any weight, well, we're going to look and see, you've put on some muscle. You've lost some body fat here. We can track it and show you, and that's something really cool.
Or you've been sneaking Twinkies.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. It's one or the other.
Well, and I think that's important. So I'm going to open up. I'm going to man up for a moment on myself. Right. I weigh more now than I've ever weighed in my life. My enemy is time. It's time. Every hour of my day is saturated. When I've tried to find consistency in my schedule, I don't have it. I don't live an existence that lends itself towards consistency. Just ask these guys when we record the program and I'm like starting late. Or consistency's my enemy, and I'm raising kids and I'm doing these kind of things, but I know I need to do more. And I go through these cycles where I can find temporary consistency, and it's very, very tough. What do you do with somebody like me that walks in and says, I know I need this membership. I know this is money well spent, because it's not breaking my back. I mean, I'll tell you this much: a membership at your gym is cheaper than the trip to the doctor for the arthritic test that I took last year. Okay, it's much cheaper. It's a reasonable investment in prevention and in health. What do you say to somebody like me that says, man, I'm struggling with finding the time. What do I do?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I guess the easiest man answer would be you make time for it. You got to make time. But
you guys are there to say, hey, man, make time. And I'm here to ask you, are you working out? Have you been here?
Exactly.
Anytime.
And that's where
anytime.
And that's where our coaching aspect comes in. A lot of times what I've found over the years is most people will be more accountable to someone else than they will be to themselves.
Exactly.
And so, if you come in and you're having struggle, what I would suggest to you is that say, hey, let's try to get a month of personal training or group training, whichever, where you have a coach and you have that accountability, where that coach is counting on you being there. They're going to help you through that. So, you don't have to think about it. You just show up and do it. And I think that's a big factor. I think I've found people have told me, I love being able to come in. I don't have to think. I know that if I don't show up, I'm letting you down. And so, not that we take pride in that part necessarily, but I think just psychologically we all will do something to not make somebody else feel or look bad as opposed to ourselves.
We'll cut corners when we're by ourselves. We lie to ourselves,
Exactly.
don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Let me expand on it a little bit, too. If you remember our old billboards we had, come in for happy hour. I mean, this is basically what I do is create a community where you go out and have just a social life.
So you're doing the bourbon and blades thing, too.
Without hold on
Minus
the bourbon.
Hold the bourbon. Okay.
So the whole point being is that we all have, first of all, kudos to you, man, being a great father of 4, and that's where your biggest, tapping of time, obviously, but you have your priorities there. And that's great to see it. But if you are able to, you have also a social life, or you could create that social life in there. You want to get in and get out, but instead of going over and hanging out at the neighbor's house, maybe you both come over and you work out together. That kind of
You've
thing.
hit the nail on the head. My friends, you guys are a horrible influence. Here's the truth right here.
Yeah.
This is what's the problem
holding you
right
down.
now.
Yeah.
Is we would rather
Man
get
up.
together and eat pizza.
Yeah.
All right? Like, we're going to hang out, and this is what's going to happen tonight. It's Halloween, right? You know how this happens.
Sure.
The kids go to bed. What do the adults do? We raid the stash. We have a thing in my house called the candy tax. Start teaching my children, you're going to pay your taxes, right? And right now, I'm Donald J. You're going to kick in, all right? And that candy tax is going to come in the form of that Kit Kat. That's the problem. I need some friends who want to actually work out.
Or you got too much power, maybe.
That's right. But you hit the nail on the head to have a social environment around fitness, and we've seen this in Cleveland, Tennessee. One of our guests that comes on the program quite often, Matt Ryerson, is part of a big running community. That running community is kind of this self-accountable nature of people who come together and they run every morning at 4:30. I don't think they have souls, but they're really fit. But they get up really early every morning and they're out there running, and there's an accountability to it. And I think that any one of them would say, hey, it's this camaraderie that has allowed me to be healthy. And you're saying, all right, without having to get out in the cold at 4:30 in the morning,
Exactly.
Right.
Come be in the
come
morning.
into Anytime Fitness.
Right.
So we're starting it right now. Okay, Supper Club at Anytime Fitness.
There you go.
Some night of the week.
There you
So
go.
we're going to figure it out. So tell me a little bit, Jim, about I want you to walk me through how someone, if they come to Anytime Fitness, how do they start? And I think you hit a secret on the head here, is the fact that sometimes when we walk into a gym and we're by ourselves, we really don't know where to start.
No.
Okay? Even if you're like me and you spent some time in athletics and you know how to train, my training now is different from when I was training for basketball and for football, okay? I need a very different workout regimen nowadays as an adult, so I don't pretend to know what I should be doing. And I think a lot of people come in and they piddle, right?
Exactly.
They fitness piddle, and they don't quite get to it. You're saying if you show up, you sit, and you're with the trainer in this setting, what happens is you're going to be told exactly what to do, and it's going to push you to where you need to go. Correct?
Absolutely. And everybody that walks in our door, we're giving them a free personal training session and setting them up on a 30-day plan. So we're not just, putting you through a tough workout and saying, good luck, we'll see you around. We are writing out a plan that first 30 days, and we're going to reassess you afterwards. And this is not even, for personal training clients. This is for all of our members. We're doing that. And so that's what we want. We look at it as we want to see you happy to be a member at Anytime Fitness. The way you're going to be happy is if you start shedding some pounds or getting into some pants you haven't been in a few years. And so we take that part very seriously and want to help our members, not just our personal training clients.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So they come in, you create a 30-day plan. So this is great. John Acuff has a new book out now called Finish. Okay, John Acuff's a very popular author, especially in education. I actually saw him in Nashville at the Lead Conference. In his new book, Finish, he talks about setting reasonable goals. That if you say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by Christmas and you lose 8, you feel like you failed. But if you say, I'm going to lose 5 pounds by Christmas and you lose 8, the momentum carries you on.
Exactly.
So you guys are saying, let's bite it off in a 30-day chunk, right?
Right.
Exactly. And we're going to set, not just the long-term goals, but short-term. We say, okay, we're going to get 3 strength workouts in this week. And I think that, process-oriented goals can even help more than the end goal of losing, 10 pounds. Yeah, we want everybody to lose 5 to 10 pounds in that first month. That'd be great. But if we can say, hey, you got in here and you did 3 strength workouts for 4 weeks in a row, even if you don't lose that 10 pounds, you've accomplished something.
Right.
And you've made a change in your routine and in your life. So
Gonna make a change.
Yes.
You got to go back
Got the
to
man in the mirror. We got plenty of
Hey,
mirrors.
you know you've been there looking at the man. You've looked in the mirror and thought, I'm singing that song to myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Great,
Well,
phenomenal song.
I want to hit up because your first original question was, what happens when you come in?
Yeah.
Well, the main thing is like when you go home. Sometimes you had a bad day at work, and you're behind on rent or whatever, but you got a couple of dogs at home and just meet you. You know what I mean? Just it's the wagging tails. That's kind of what happens when you come over. You're going to get a smiling face. You're going to get a non-judgmental deal, like you just mentioned. We're just encouraged. You came in 3 times this week. That's awesome. Now, it's not just a participation ribbon. It's just starting to create the consistency. And what about Bob? Get those baby steps in there. Then you're going to be, basically get the right direction of where you're going. So you're not guessing, what do I do today? And that's the big thing. And then taking it down where we give you follow-ups on that. That's what it's all about. That accountability you'll create on yourself once you create that, consistency and that routine. And that's what we're trying to get to. Because getting over that hump, just like the inertia of a locomotive, once you get past that, it's hard to slow it down.
So it really all begins with this. You got to get in your car. You drive to Anytime Fitness. Or you can go on the web and find you guys, right? What's your website?
Facebook, website.
Yeah, Facebook's the biggest one to go to.
What's the address?
Anytime Fitness, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Okay, just Google it. You'll find it.
Yep.
But if you can go on site and you can meet with Ryan or Jim or any of your guys and say, I'm ready to start. I'm ready to start. Tell me how I can start. You'll have access to all the great technology, to the training, the coaching, and the biggest thing is you'll have access to your better self.
Exactly.
Ultimately, at the end of the day. So you guys don't even know this, and I dropped this little bug in Jim's ear, but before we go to the break and let these guys get back to helping people with their lives, and I've got so much trepidation with saying this, but I'm going to document my health journey for this next 30 days at you guys at Anytime Fitness.
I heard that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
This does happen to be my favorite holiday this month, which is Thanksgiving, which is going to be a huge, huge blow. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes, and we'll go through the process. We'll document it a little bit on film. We'll come back on the show and talk a little bit about it 1st of December, about my 30-day trial with you guys. And in the meantime, too, we're going to have you back on a couple of fitness specials here on the program. Jim's volunteered to come and be our guru of wisdom when it comes to fitness because we just don't know. We just don't know. So what do you guys think about that?
I think that's
Sounds
awesome.
great. If we don't know the answer, we'll find something that sounds good.
Put the good doctor through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got to do this barrel roll thing.
Okay.
What is it called again? The tank.
Oh, the tank.
Yeah,
the tank.
yeah, the tank.
All right, so you just made a commitment. When are we starting?
Tomorrow's November 1st.
There we
Perfect.
go. Let's see you in there.
It's it's a calendar break. It's easy. You guys are all about keeping it easy. Let's make it happen. All right. So
Perfect.
I will show up tomorrow right after the show at Anytime Fitness, and we'll get everything rolling.
All right, man. Up.
Does that sound
I like
good?
it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. Again,
you.
visit Anytime Fitness. Go by and see these guys. You've sold me, okay? You've sold me. I think our viewers and our listeners know. You guys know as well as I do. Hey, give me a close-up shot here, Mr. Producer. I'm going to talk in the camera. You guys know you're carrying a little bit too much around, all right? You kind of feel like me. Maybe you used to snowboard, and you went back to snowboard once, and you realized an extra 50 pounds up top really changes how you look on a snowboard, all right? Maybe you just breathe heavy when you walk up the stairs. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you're so excited about raiding your kid's candy stash tonight that you know deep down inside you've died a little bit. All right, now's the time to fix it. So don't wait till January 1st. Don't wait till after Thanksgiving. Don't wait till after Christmas. Join me at Anytime Fitness, and let's do this. All right?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, gentlemen. We got to go to a quick break.
Thank
When we
you.
come back.